Okay, welcome everyone to the earnings stream. Micron Technology. And just wait. Okay, there we go. We're officially live. What's up, everyone? Micron Technology reporting earnings. Let's see exactly what time they report. I'm going to go to the 1 minute chart on TradingView. Getting some volatility already. Had quite the wick down there just now, didn't it? MU, yeah, it's supposed to report right at 4 p.m. Eastern. So let's see if I got any data on that. I'll share that with everyone. Look, it wicked down, then wicked up. Now it's back down. Now it's back up. This thing's all over the place right now. Hasn't picked a direction. We got indecision going on. Let's go over here and see if we got some EPS and revenue. I'll probably just go to their investor relations page and get that. Actually, here we go. So MU actually had a double beat. Let me just move this graphic over here so everyone can see. And again, hold on 1 second. Close. Okay, so for MU, their forecast EPS was 2.85. Their forecast revenue was 11.07 billion. It's a quick look at their daily annual time frame chart there. But let's go back to the candlesticks. And also, let me pull this graphic up there. So EPS, again, 2.86 was the expected numbers. They just reported 3.03, so they beat by 6% on EPS. So good job on MU there. Revenue forecast was 11.16 billion, a little bit different from what I saw in earnings whispers, but they just reported 11.31 billion, so they beat that by 1%. EPS and revenue year-over-year numbers look fantastic. EPS up 157% year-over-year, revenue up 46% year-over-year. Quarter-over-quarter numbers also showing double-digit growth, so that's good results there from MU. Let me see if I can get any commentary from the upper management. Go there in a second. And let me just scroll down here. And here's from the here's some data from the Bloomberg terminal here. So Micron reported adjusted revenue for the fourth quarter that beat the average analyst estimate. Adjusted revenue 11.32 billion, 46% year-over-year increase. And the estimate was 11.15 billion, so nice beat there. EPS, we just kind of went over that. Estimate was 2.84, and they reported 3.03, so nice beat there. Adjusted gross margin, 45.7% versus 36.5% from the same time last year. Estimate was 44.3%, so they beat gross margin. And operating income, 3.96 billion versus 1.75 billion same time last year. Estimate was 3.67 billion, so they beat on operating income as well. And operating expenses, 1.21 billion. That's a 12% improvement year-over-year. And the estimate was 1.22 billion. So move this back over here. So they are getting a nice positive reaction, which is kind of a nice breath of fresh air. Looking at what the indexes did today and SPY and triple Q. Obviously, it was a big selling day today. A lot of people in the Discord made money on put options today. So congrats to everyone that made money on puts today. A nice solid downtrend for most of the day. I think one of the ideal entries, if you kind of missed the first leg down, when it came up here to test these EMAs and got rejected, that would have been a solid secondary put option for another leg down. Then kind of chopped around going into the closing bell, but definitely was money to be made on the put side today for sure. Let's go. Let's look at a few things regarding Micron Technologies. So ticker symbol MU. Trailing 12-month PE ratio 30.17, nice and positive. EPS 5.52, it's also great. They do pay a small dividend, 0.28%. I suppose it's better than nothing. Free float 1.12 billion. And let's look at the income statement real quick. So obviously a very nice and profitable company, positive net income over the past 5 quarters, back-to-back positive net income. They usually range between 1 billion to like 2 billion in positive net income. Year-over-year numbers, I mean, they're just crushing it. They're doing so good. Balance sheet, debt to asset only 35%. That's good to see. Way below 100% threshold that we'd like to see it be under. So low debt compared to how much assets they have. Cash and equivalents as of May 29th of this year, 10.8 billion. So super cash heavy company, tons of runway ahead of them, and they're a profitable company. So that's great there. So yeah, kind of liking what I'm seeing on the income statement and balance sheet for MU. Pretty solid company. It's a reason why they're trading up here in the 160s and now the 170s. They're trading at a little above 170 right now, trading at 172 in after hours, up a little over 3% in after hours. Pulling back a little bit today or right now, but like I say, kind of a breath of fresh air from seeing what the ETFs did today. Lots of selling going on. Let me go back over to my other screen and let's see if I can get some commentary. Then we're going to figure out how to get to the earnings web call and what time the earnings web call is. And Shai Balor on X gave us some great information regarding MU. Put out some Q1 guidance for everyone. So let me post the EPS and revenue on the bottom of my screen for MU. And let's see here. There we go. MU delivered. So sales came in 11.3 billion. Estimate was 11.2. EPS 3.03. Estimate was 2.86. So double beat. And we already went over operating income, which they beat the estimate on that. And we went over gross margin. They beat the estimate on that. So Micron definitely delivered. Seeing some retracing going on from this initial pump. Let me go back to trading view and just take a look at what the fibs show. Okay, so let me draw this the other way actually. Here to there, yeah, that's fine right there. So it retraced 78% of that initial pump, but it looks like it's trying to come back up now. Golden ratio was around 169.70 a share. Like it to stay above there moving forward for the rest of after hours. But a little bit of info regarding their Q1 guide. So Q1 guidance. They reported sales for the guidance 12.5 billion. The estimate on the guidance was 11.9 billion. So solid beat on the guidance. They raised guidance for sales revenue. Mateen on X asked, did they beat earnings? Yes, they did. It was a solid beat. They crushed it. They raised guidance for sales and EPS. And they double beat. Their year-over-year numbers nice and green. Quarter-over-quarter numbers nice and green. And the guidance for gross margin, they said 51% now. The estimate was only 46%. So solid beat all the way around for Micron. We'll see if this little pullback here turns into a higher low, but it's looking like a congrats to the MU bulls. Trading in the green about 3% in the post market here. Thank you, Shai Balor, for posting that info about the guidance for us. I appreciate you, brother. And let's find out. Now, the implied move for Micron was around 8%. So if it comes in around the implied move, you got to figure It closed the regular session at 166. It's got an implied move of 8%. So it could be up or down, $13 a share. Right now it's up a little under $5 a share. So it hasn't quite hit the implied move yet. So I think there'll probably be some more movement on this. And the implied move isn't 100%, that it does that. Sometimes we see double the implied move. Sometimes we see half the implied move. So, but it's a good guide to kind of build your trades out and stuff like that. So, but $13 a share, up or down, is the implied move. So we'll see what ends up happening for the remainder of after hours. And Micron has topped estimates 8 straight quarters in a row. They've topped estimates. And they reported record revenue, which was fueled by AI data center demand, with forecasted margins above 50%. So that's really good. All right. So good results from Micron. Let's find out exactly when their earnings web call is, because I know a lot of people are here for Micron. And then we'll talk about Airbus. Not really getting any movement on Airbus right now. Almost a $200 stock, but not really anything going on with that right now. So we'll stick to MU for the time being. Let me go to their investor relations page and find out when this earnings web call is and how to get there. Okay, so here's their investor relations page. If you want to take a deeper dive into their earnings results, Mateen asks on X, did they beat earnings? Yes, absolutely. They beat earnings. Double beat. Year-over-year numbers, quarter-over-quarter numbers, double-digit growth. They raised guidance. Yes, they beat all around. Great results from Micron Technology. But if you want to dig deeper into their earnings data, I'll post this link here in the comments. I'll put it on the bottom of my screen as well. So you take a screenshot of that link. That'll take you to the earnings web call with the upper management. And yeah, Mateen on XS, do you think the price will push higher? I think so. I mean, as long as there's not some sort of market-wide sell-off, which happened today with S&P and the NASDAQ, as long as it's nothing out of their control, as long as it's not anything out of their control, I could see them going higher. Absolutely. And they could be printing a higher low right now when it just kind of pulled back a little bit from the initial pump. So I'd be watching 170 a share to print a higher low. And yes, once they do the earnings web call with the upper management, there could absolutely be a secondary move. Absolutely could be. So let's find out when their earnings web call is. Let me go. I got too many screens open here. Hold on. I'll minimize that for now. Okay, here's their investor relations page. So we're going to go to events and presentations. It's right here. So that link on the bottom of my screen, that's going to take you right where I'm looking at right now. Scroll down to events and presentations, and 4:30 p.m. Eastern is when their earnings web call is. Okay, so that's what time it is, and I got the link on my screen. That's how you're going to get there. We've got about 15 more minutes before the earnings web call. I'm personally not going to stream the earnings web call, but I do want to at least get the information on how to get there and the link and give everyone the time and all that. So there could be another move once they do the earnings web call and they start talking about the guidance a little more in depth. But yeah, Mateen on X, I agree. There, probably see some more volume during that call. So we'll see if it gets pushed higher. But again, I'm watching for 170 to hold as support number 1. Now that the earnings data is out, we can kind of go back to technical analysis a little bit here. Support level number 1, I'd like to see 170 hold. Support level number 2 is where it kind of wicked down and bounced, which is right around 168 a share. So easy levels to the downside, 170 S1, and 168 for S2. Those are the two levels I'd be looking at for the bulls. See if those levels hold and we get some continuation there. Let me check another thing before I move on to Airbus. We'll take a look at Airbus, but there's really nothing going on with them right now. No movement. And let me just check real quick here. Airbus right here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, their data was supposed to be released at 4:05 p.m. Eastern. Ticker symbol AIR. Forecast EPS 0.98. Forecast revenue 685 million. Quick look at their annual chart here. Trading just above their anchored VWAP, but again, there's no movement on AIR. Let me check Webull. I guess there's a little movement on AIR. Trading view. It's just, it looks different than Webull. That's why I use Trading View and Webull, because sometimes Trading View does not line up with other charts, but Webull is actually showing a reaction on AIR. Let me see if I can get the data for AIR, since it was on the description of the stream. And we'll just go over that real quick, figure out how to get to the earnings call and all that. The earnings web call for Micron Technologies isn't for another 13 minutes. All right. Okay, here's AIR's earnings results. Got a little graphic here. So the forecast EPS was 0.98, and they reported $1.08, so they beat EPS by 10%. Revenue forecast was 689 million. They just reported 739 million, so they beat revenue as well. Year-over-year numbers, double-digit growth. Quarter-over-quarter numbers, not so good. EPS down 7% quarter-over-quarter. Revenue down 2% quarter-over-quarter. So those are the results for AIR. Ticker symbol AIR. I suppose we can figure out how to get to their earnings web call as well. There could be some people here for that. And we'll get that for everyone real quick. Won't take long to get it. AAR Corporation is the name of the company. So let's take a look here. AAR. Okay, here's the press release. So if you want to look, this is straight from their investor relations page. So if you want to dig deeper in their earnings results, you can go to this link here. I'll put it on in the comments here. There we go. All right. And let's see when they're, okay, so here it is here, events and featured presentations. Doesn't look like they have the earnings web call on here. Okay, here it is right here. September 23rd, 2025. Earnings call. And okay, it's at 5 p.m. Central Time is their earnings web call, which would be 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, so their earnings web call isn't for another few hours, but I'll move this out the way. I know most people are here for Micron. Micron pulling back a little bit. It's got some selling coming in. Could be some profit taking after basically rallying to 175 a share almost. But there is selling coming in right now. Overall, their earnings were good. I don't think the bulls should be concerned about this pulling back a little bit right here. But they beat sales. They beat sales revenue. They beat EPS, and they raised guidance. So that's like a recipe for, that's good earnings results. So I think the Micron bulls will be just fine, even though it's pulling back a little bit right now. I got my eye on around 168 a share was my support level number 2. So my S1 was 170, so it's already broken below there. But let's see if buyers step into the picture around 168 perhaps. We'll just have to keep our eye on it. Back to AIR, not really much of a reaction. It did have an initial reaction up to $80.60, but then it came right back down. So now it's just trading in after hours right above where it closed at. So not really a lot going on there. Micron, nice positive reaction. Then it retraced about 78%. And now it's trying to see if it can print a higher low or not. Go to 1 minute chart. Draw a fib back on this thing. Here to there. Ooh, do my magnet mode. There to there. And oh, what happened to my percentages? Okay, I'll look at this later, but that's fine. So this is the levels I got on MU. Again, right around 168 a share. That's the level I really want it to hold for the bulls. But it looks like we got our reactions. It's a little after 420. And Rollin on Discord. Yeah, MU ran so hard the last few weeks. Good earnings were priced in. Yeah, that could have been the case. I mean, look at the rally it had leading up to the earnings. I mean, earlier this month, this thing was trading at 117 bucks. It definitely rallied into the earnings. I mean, 3 weeks worth of price action, this thing gained like $60 a share. So absolutely it ran into the earnings. So yeah, maybe the results were priced in already, but I still don't think it the earnings were definitely very solid. I mean, I don't just because they were priced in, I mean, I don't think it's gonna crash and burn or anything like that. But for the bulls, even if it stays flat, that would still be a good thing if you're a long-term investor for Micron. But yeah, no kidding. I appreciate you pointing that out, Ron, on Discord. Had a super run leading up to earnings, $60 a share just from 3 weeks ago. It ran up. All right, a little after 420. I'm going to put the link up for the MU earnings web call again. Just one last time, give people a chance to screenshot it. Let me see, consistency spike on X asks, I just want to make sure I didn't miss any comments here. Let me scroll down. Oh, where'd that comment go? I lost it. Okay, here it is. Any inputs on IBKR cup and handle chart pattern on the daily chart? Let's take a look. I'll put it on the right over here. IBKR. Let's see what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends how far you're zooming out. You're talking about like this most recent action here. Kind of a sloppy cup and handle, but I mean, I guess you could say that's it. I mean, if you zoom out a little bit more, if you're talking about price action from February to now, I guess that would be like a big cup. The right side's kind of lopsided though, so I'm not sure that would line up, but it looks bullish, IBKR does look bullish. It is kind of having a little cup action here. The price action from about a month ago. But it looks bullish. My risk on it would be probably $60 as far as the level. That would be a 10% risk. I don't really like it below $60 because it's got quite a bit to retrace if it loses 60. So if it was me, not financial advice, just my opinion. I mean, I do like this for continuation. To go on and set new highs here. That would be new all-time high, right around $68. But if you want to keep your risk reward 1-to-1, you probably put your risk around 63, maybe below that. Get a 1-to-1. If it goes up to 68 for all-time high, that'll be kind of like a 1-to-1 risk reward there. Look at Micron, just retraced all of the rally. It's retraced 100%. So you're just gonna have to wait until they have the earnings web call at 4:30. Is SPY selling off right now? No, SPY's kind of relatively stable. So it may just be some profit taking on MU. Rollin on Discord, I think you hit it on the nose that the good earnings results was probably already priced in, because there's definitely some profit taking going on right now. It's now officially red in after hours. So earnings web call starts in 5 minutes. We're just gonna have to wait and see what the CEO does or says at the earnings web call. But almost 4:30 here, so let me just give a. I did open up some new positions yesterday. Of course, the market's sold off today. Go figure. But the positions are held up relatively stable. I'm mainly a contract writer, so my trades are all sell to open. That's the side of the transaction I prefer to be on. But let me show everyone some positions I opened yesterday, and just kind of let everyone know kind of what I'm trading right now. Okay, so let's do this. I'll pull this over here. These are 3 positions I opened yesterday. Zoom in on it a little bit. So I did open up a $16 EK on X. Asked, will I be showing the earnings call with audio? I will not be streaming that, unfortunately. These earnings streams are more for sharing the data, the initial data with everyone, the EPS, the revenue, any guidance, year-over-year numbers, quarter-over-quarter numbers, how much cash and equivalents they got that they're sitting on, stuff like that. But I do show everyone how to get to the earnings web call. So I do have that link up on the bottom of my screen. If you want to screenshot that, that'll take you right to where they're going to where you need to go for the earnings web call. So EK on X. Hopefully that link saves you some time instead of you having to go hunt for it. But there's the link for you if you want to watch it. It starts in 3 minutes. But I sold cash secured put on Mara yesterday. I sold 2 of them. I got $50 a contract, so I brought in $100, 65 cents in credit on that trade. I am down a little. I'm seeing some drawdown on it today. Of course, the overall market sold off. So it is what it is, but I'm definitely willing to work with the position and manage it as needed. But right now, there's really not much to do. Mara actually, let me see what Mara. Yeah, Mara's still trading. Even with the selling that happened today, Mara actually had a decent opening move. It broke above $19 earlier today, but of course sold off with the remainder of the market. But you can see here, my break even on this trade is $15.50 since I collected a $50 credit. So as long as Mara stays above 15.50 by my expiration date, which is October 17th, so just right around a 3-week until expiration. As long as Mara stays above my break even at expiration, which is 15.50, this is going to be a winning trade, and I'll pocket this $100, 65 cents, go right into my pocket as profit, and then I'll probably do another round of cash secured puts on it. So we'll see. I still got some good cushion from my break even to where Mara's trading at now, and almost well, I got $2.20 in cushion, a breathing room, if you will. So I'm not concerned about this trade at all, even though I'm seeing a little bit of drawdown. That's fine. As we approach expiration, as long as Mara is above my short strike of 16, this drawdown will disappear and it'll change to profit. But and then the other trade I opened up yesterday, I am running the wheel strategy on Ford again. I sold the 1150 cash secured put yesterday. If you want to get these trades in real time, like exactly when I'm entering them, then you can join the Discord. And I alert the Discord members the very second I enter these trades. I'm letting them know. I'm also letting them know if anytime I need to manage them. I'm letting them know when I'm taking profit, everything. So, I'm just going over these trades. These are trades I already opened in the past, but if you want them real time, join the Discord. There's some links in the description that'll get you over to us, and you can go from there. So same thing with Ford. I just needed to stay above 1150 by expiration, and better yet, I collected $23 a contract. So my break even on Ford is $11.27. So the expiration date on that is October 17th as well. So I like to put these lines on my chart. I draw a horizontal break-even line, and then my vertical yellow expiration date line. So all I care about is Ford staying above this white line, and then I take it to the yellow line, and this will be a winning trade. It's as easy as that. Okay, but I teach everyone how to do this in our Discord group if anyone's interested on how to write contracts and all that fun stuff. And then the other trade I did was this bull. I started trading bull again. This is Webull, ticker symbol bull, BULL. Did the $12 cash secured puts on that yesterday. I just did one of them. Collected $54 in credit. Seen a little drawdown on that today. Of course, it's expected with the market-wide selling that went on today. And it's all thanks to what Powell said and when he was doing his little press conference thing he had earlier today. But so the $12 cash secured put on bull. And let's see, where bull closed the regular session at 14. So I have $2 in cushion on this trade. So I got plenty of cushion on that trade. So as long as bull stays above 12 bucks in the next 3 weeks or so, I'll this drawdown will go away and I'll fully pocket that premium as well. But yeah, if you're liking the content and you want to know more about us, definitely check out our Facebook page. Obviously free to join for our Facebook page, and you'll find it by just searching in the search bar, Penny Boy Alerts, I believe. And yeah, so if you want to follow us on Facebook, we're always posting content there. We always post a lot of content on our X account, so be sure to follow us on X. And of course, if you want to just jump right in head first and join my coaching group, it's only 39 bucks a month. I'll teach you how to write contracts, and I'll reimburse you for the monthly costs on the very first trade and then some. I mean, these 3 trades I opened up yesterday, and this is like $200 in credit that I collected. So you got to figure, I'm pretty confident in these trades too, but 200 divided by 39, I mean, that's 5 months of my coaching program already made on these first these trades I opened up yesterday. So I'll make your money back for you pretty easily. Not financial advice. This is all for entertainment and education purposes. But also, if you want to follow me on X, if you DM me the word income, I will reply back with a 20% off code to my coaching group. I got like almost 90 people in my coaching group. Everyone's been making really good money with me. Everyone seems to be very happy. But this is what my X account looks like. The handle is at swingingbull1. I'll post this in the comments. And I am trying to build my X account presence a little bit because I want to share all the great knowledge about how to write contracts. But there's my handle for X. It's at swingingbull_1. Give me a follow, shoot me a DM on X, and I'll reply back with the 20% off code for my monthly coaching. But yeah, that's really all I got for today. It looks like MU's earnings call is going on right now. You can find the link to that earnings web call in the comments if you want to watch it. But I hope everyone enjoys the content. If you do end up joining the Discord, tag me in the chat. I go by the Swinging Bull on Discord. And I'll come by and say hello. We can chat for a little bit. Maybe there's something I can help you out with right away. You never know. But yeah, other than that, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night. And until next time, I'll see everyone in the next stream. Cheers.